so often when you're fishing in clear water situations, the bass are on small bait. A full-size, big, giant spinnerbait that has big blades that have a lot of flash will really, run them away. You need something subtler like this, and that's why, this is one of my favorite colors. This is a smoky shad. Again, it's 7/16 ounce, and it's got those small little razor blades on it. They're narrower in profile. You can get a good look at that right there. When you're throwing this burner, I'll make a long cast, and I just want to keep that bait real high in the water column. If it's super clear and you're trying to pull the bass up out of deeper water, you might let it get down a foot or two, but this bait is built for speed. So I'm going to cast it out there, and I'm going to burn that bait along, and I like to burn it and kind of kill it. I probably am not going to reel it more than, say, 10 or 12 feet before I jerk it or twitch it or let it flutter. I don't ever let the bait sink down, but I want to let that bait kind of change the flutter of those blades, stop the rotation, make the skirt flare. That's what triggers a lot of bass when you're throwing that burner spinnerbait. One thing that I'll never do is fish one without a trailer hook on it. So much of the time when I'm throwing a spinnerbait, I'm banging that spinnerbait into a piece of cover, I'm jerking it, I'm shaking it. I'm trying to make a bass react to it that doesn't necessarily want to feed at the time. So with that being in mind, you're going to get some short strikes. You're going to get some bass that just swat at it. So even in the heaviest cover, I want to make sure that I've got a trailer hook on the back of my spinnerbait. Boy, today is just one of those days you just dream about. Last night I watched the Weather Channel and I saw the forecast. We're going to have some good wind and good cloud cover. This lake, the water is real clear. It's just a perfect day for throwing a spinnerbait. Everything is in my favor today. We got wind that knocks down that light penetration, and this front that's passing through. The bass are going to be more active and chasing shad, and that's just all the right ingredients for throwing a spinnerbait. Oh, God, there he is. Right where he's supposed to be. Nice one. Got him on my little insurance hook right there. I think the big thing about fishing spinnerbaits is you really, just like any lure, you got to choose the right bait for the right situation, and I love to fish a spinnerbait, and I love to fish it in clear water. Today I'm at Table Rock Lake, and, you can see down 6, 8, 10 feet right now, and, this is a lake that has a lot of bait fish and a lot of shad, and the spinnerbait is still one of the most efficient tools that I have to cover a lot of water that has great drawing power. The key to a spinnerbait bite is giving the fish a good look at it, but not such a good look that they can tell that it's not a bait fish going by them. So important with a spinnerbait to keep it above the fish's line of sight. You always want to be fishing it over the top of where you think the bass are at. I'm not ever taking this spinnerbait and getting it down on their level where it's actually hitting the bottom or the rocks and things like that. That's not what this technique's all about. Again, just casting it out there and reeling it fast is going to get you some bites. But what I want to try to do is really make the fish react to it like that right there. I was just changing my retrieve speed, and that fish just hammered it. That's a good one too.